Well, it's all down to for season 20 of the Castrol GTX Cup Series as we are set for the final 34th and final race of the season at Homestead Miami Speedway, the Ford EcoBoost 400. The championship will be decided right now here for the final 41 laps of the season. And here's the starting line. For today's running event. On the pole, she has fourth place. The same as coming into this race here today. It's Jessica Shelton, number 94, who's the McDonald's Ford, three-time winner of the season. She's on the pole for today's event. Alongside of her is Charles Sanford, number 24, the DuPont Chevrolet. He's on the outside. He won the season at Martinsville. Row number 2, it's the man who's the points leader coming into this event. It's Cole Deaver, the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, looking for his very first Castrol GTX Cup Series championship. He is a three-time winner so far this season. He'll be alongside Levi McIntyre, the number 99 XR SKF Ford. He's on the outside. Third row is Johnny Gardner, number 16, and Keith Batson, in 20 at Texaco Haviland Ford, two-time winner of the season. Fourth row, it's Preston Plore with an outside shot of the championship. He is 100 points behind the leader, coming in his race in fifth position. He is a five-time winner this season so far. Beside him is Dylan Poteet, number 22, on the outside. Going to row number 5, it's Seth Cole, who is currently sitting third place and sitting 35 points out of the championship. He's alongside number 21, Quentin Mortisek, go forward. He's on the outside, the Daytona 500 champion. Going to row number 6, it is Kyle Matthews, who sits 20 points out of the lead in the points chase. Coming into this moment of truth, he's a two-time winner this season. He'll be alongside Phil Parker, another two-time winner in the Kellis Corns Lake Chevy. Next row down is car number 6, Becca Tellion of Valvoline Ford. Beside her will be car number 7, Jonathan Sorlin of the XMRS Ford. Next row down is William Brocken, number 4, and beside him will be number 87, Joshua Osborne, the winner at Charlotte. Next row down has Joshua Collard, 43, and beside him, Trent Dunham, number 1, the Pennzoil Pawnee Chevrolet. Next row down is Dylan Young, and beside him will be Zachary Fitzwater, two-time winner of the season. Next row down has number 17, Ryan Brommer, and number 88, Kat Batson. Next row down we'll have car number 23, the Winston Noble Ford of Paul Minnick. Beside him, Rob Evanson of Mobile 1 Ford. Next row down, Vince Almerigo in number 10, and beside him will be Nicholas Wade in 26, the Quaker State Ford, two-time winner of the season so far. Next row down has Ashlyn Boyd, number 11, and beside him, Ben Crouch in 25. Next row down after that will be Peter Onjack in 41 and Jesse Turner in number 75. Next row down, we'll have car number 37, Austin Colano in 44, Mike Becker, two-time winner of the season so far. Next row down, we'll have car number 77, Diego Yepes in the US Air Jasper Engines Federal Mogul Ford. Beside him will be car number 15, Ryan George in the Quality Care Ford. Next row down has the Talladega winners, Zach Winkle and Tony Green. Next row down after that will be Sean Arden, number 13, and beside him will be number 30, Daniel Bouchard. Next row down after that will be number 81, Jason Haywood, and number 71, Carter Friesen. And starting shotgun to field, Jay Jefferson, number 90, the Heilig-Meyer Stores Ford. So the points coming in this race, the top 5 points coming in is simple. As here comes Commander Fardy Engines for this race at Homestead. Always forget the ladies, don't you? Top 5 points coming into this race here as the field rolls off pit road. Jessica Shelton, who's the pole sitter right now, sits around number 4 in the points chase. Cole Deaver comes into this race, the leader in the points by 20 over Kyle Matthews. Seth Cole currently comes into this race 35 points out in third position in the points coming into this event. Here, the pole sitter race, Jessica Shelton sits fourth in the standings coming into this event at Homestead, and she has 69 points out of the championship. And going into Homestead, Preston Plore rides fifth position with an outside shot of the championship at 100 points out of the lead. And of course, the most points you can gain in a race is 145. It's the most you can gain in a race. So Preston Plore is the last driver in the points hunt that has an outside shot at this championship. So 6 points on down, which is Charles Sanford, who's outside pole sitter. He can gain some points coming out of Homestead, but he will not be the champion because he's 170 points out of the lead in sixth. So the in-car cameras will lie in the top 3 cars in the points. Cole Deaver, Kyle Matthews, and Seth Cole. That's who all will carry the in-car cameras in today's event. As the moment of truth will be 41 laps from the finish here. That's how long this race will be at Homestead. Pace runners on the pit road is for the final time. In season 20, the green flag will wave, and the Ford EcoBoost 400 is on. And I might want to warn the leader of the points too, because since season 15, the guy who's led the points coming into Homestead has in every season except one Johnny Gardner was inside for the lead right now to try to get his 5 bonus points for leading a lap here. Preston Ford right there behind, but I want to warn as well. Ever since season 15, the man who led the points coming into Homestead has not come out the season champion coming out. The only exception to that rule would be the driver running in third right now, Jessica Shelton. She was the only one that's come into Homestead with the points lead and came out the champion. Other than that, seasons 15, 16, I think 17, and 19 have seasons 15, 16, 17, and 19. The driver who's led the points coming into Homestead did not come out the season champion. And you know it's going to be waving on Cole Deaver's mind right now because he did come in this race the points leader coming into Homestead. And a lot of times in the last few seasons, that has been the kiss of death. So now with all that said, let's get to the race. Preston Ford is the leader of the race right now. He has taken the lead since about lap 2, as we're now 3 laps into the race. Second is Johnny Gardner. Third is now Becca Tellier in number 6, with Joshua Collard battling Kyle Matthews for 4th position. Riding with Kyle Matthews in 42, and he wants that first Castrol GTX Cup Series championship really bad, obviously. And he was one of those drivers that came into this race the points leader, by the way, one of those drivers, and failed to come out the champion. And that happened twice, by the way, seasons 15 and I think 16 or 17, whichever year it was, but anyway. And one of those years, by the way, in season 15, I want to mention, did not happen at Homestead. The finale happened at Atlanta at that time. But you're riding with Matthews as he gets by Joshua Collard for 2nd position now, as he was in on Preston Ford for the lead. Trying to get his 5 bonus points for leading a lap here, which so far Johnny Gardner and Preston Ford have been the only 2 drivers that's led the race today so far. Gardner moving inside again here as Matthews moves up to the high side. Gardner to the low side of the track as they come off the 4th turn. And you got a rat's nest right there behind there, including Becca Tellier, William Brock, Dylan Poteet, Quentin Moore, Dylan Young, Charles Sanford, Keith Batson. And by the way, Batson last season came to this race the points leader and got taken out in a mid-race crash. And Batson, by the way, came into this race 13th in the standings, so he is out of the championship hunt, unfortunately for him, but he can still possibly. I mean, he can still be racing for the win. That's all that matters. That's for all pride at stake for the driver 6 on down. As far as the championship battle is concerned, riding with Seth Cole, 2nd place man in the points, coming into this event as he rides in the back of Jonathan Zollman, number 7. Seth right now trying to get into the top 10, and Matthews trying to go for the lead again on Johnny Gardner. And did Matthews lead his lap? No, he did not. Gardner did by just a smidgen. What was the margin between those two? It was a dead heat between Matthews and Gardner for the to lead the lap. As we ride with Seth Cole right now in 9th position, or he was 9th the last time by, and 3 wide behind Phil Parker to the inside of Charles Sanford and the 7 of Jonathan Zorlin. And to the lead, Kyle Matthews did get his 5 bonus points for leading a lap, so the lead now has been chopped to 15 points. But the question is, where's Cole Deaver? There he is. There's Deaver, number 3 GM Goodrich Chevy, running right there just ahead of Keith Batson. Deaver right now rides in 8th position. Batson up behind in 9th. So, I'm trying to look at the points right there. If Kyle Matthews does win this race and lead the most laps, then the lowest Deaver can finish and still win the championship would be, I believe, 2nd. Yeah, I think it would be 2nd place. So yeah, all simple. I think it's simple right there. Batson and Matthews has to finish ahead of each other to try to win the championship there. And as for Seth Cole, he is actually about 2 or 3 spots difference between those 3 as well. So yeah. And then come on. Oh, and Deaver spins off turn number 4. And ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what we're talking about. The dangers of Homestead. Cole Deaver has crashed off turn number 4, and he's got a scrape on the side of this car. And he is not happy with Dylan Poteet. Oh my gosh. Could fate have played another role again at Homestead? Caution flag flies for the first time on lap number 12 of this event. And again, another wreck that involves the points leader at Homestead. Well, Deaver got together with Keith Batson up to number 4, and then I don't know if Poteet got into him or not, but there went Deaver spinning and spinning. You see the scrape on the side of that number 3 car. McIntyre and Shelton did a good job missing the crash, but it appeared Deaver didn't do much damage to the side of that car, so I think he might still make a go of it. I'm actually not sure, but the way Homestead is, I kind of somewhat doubt it. Oh boy, this is a sound that could have cost Cole Deaver the championship right there. And it was the 22 of Poteet that hit him come off the 4th turn. Deaver did a good job saving the machine. And repairs have been made to the GM Goodrich Chevy as he has made his way back to the racetrack right now. But the question is for Cole Deaver, will that car still run and get himself right back up to the pack? That's going to be the question here. And oh my gosh, I honest to God hate seeing somebody get taken out in a crash for the championship. I really do. Because I mean, you don't want to sound biased toward another driver, obviously, but I mean you want to keep all the drivers safe and have a legit race for the championship and stuff. And so because you got everything going so much between some of the drivers, I mean, so of course you get what I'm talking about, but anyway. But right now, it's not over yet. We still got the restart will happen on lap number 17. Preston Ford leads. 2nd is Joshua Card. 3rd is Kyle Matthews. 4th is Johnny Gardner. 5th is Seth Colden, Charles Sanford, Dylan Young, Phil Parker, Keith Batson, and the 21 of Quentin Moore. So right now, Matthews runs in 3rd. Seth Cole runs 5th, and Cole Deaver right now is 41st. Into the 3rd turn now. Here, Preston Plord out in front. He is a 5-time winner this season so far. His wins this season came at Auto Club, Richmond, Darlington, Pocono, and North Wilkesboro. That's where all he's won this season. Joshua Card had an agonizingly, heartbreakingly second place at Talladega. When he finished when he lost in a dead heat to Tony Green in that finish over there. Johnny Gardner has yet to win a race this season so far. He's got one chance to do so. Last chance to do so. He's currently sitting 7th in the standings. A solid point save for him so far. Here comes Collard for the lead in number 43 as he moves inside of Preston Lord. Lord comes in for his 5th in the standings coming in. He's had another good car underneath him here today. Matthews now looking for 3rd place, maybe second position right now. And he's got Charles Sanford behind him. Remember, those two dueled out at Phoenix with Matthews taking the win in that event. 3-time winner this season so far. He had that win at Phoenix. He also won at Sonoma and won the second race of the season at Rockingham. As for Seth Caldwell, the man who came in this race sitting 3rd in the standings, his lone win came at Martinsville, the first Martinsville race of the season. Up ahead of him was the man who won the second Martinsville race. That was Charles Sanford. And they're side by side. Keith Batson and Dylan Young and Seth Caldwell are running together for position. Bill Parker in this mix, as is Levi McIntyre and Jessica Shelton, a couple of former Homestead winners themselves. McIntyre won this race in season 12 or 13. I can't remember which season it was. McIntyre won this event. But Jessica Shelton has won here at Homestead a couple times before herself. And remember, as I said, she's also another one of the drivers who's very much in contention for the championship. Came in this race 69 points out in 4th place. Check in on Cole Deaver, the points leader coming into this event as we watch Charles Sanford and Kyle Matthews make a push for the lead here. And here comes Sanford to the inside of Collard. Side by side, a touch come off the 4th turn. Oh, that was close. Who led that lap? It was Collard by just a couple hundredths of a second. But when it gets turned over, it's going to be the Jeff Gordon cars pulling out in front. Charles Sanford in the lead. Checking on Cole Deaver, and Deaver has moved up. Deaver right now running in 28th position. He is up on the high side right there. Tony Green behind him. And Deaver's going to catch a sniff of the draft off Austin Colano's car. And whoa, Ryan George almost got turned, come off the 4th turn. But Deaver is driving PO'd right now. He wants this championship. He wants to get right back up there. And he knows time is running out. This time by completes the 24th lap. You'll have 17 to go here at Homestead, and he's close to the side of Ben Crouch's car. Deaver rides 27th. Three-wide situation off the 2nd turn, and that's a dangerous spot. We saw him get into trouble there with Keith Batson and Dylan Poteet. And the yellow flag is flown for the 2nd time here today at Homestead. And let's see what the caution flag was for. And it was the 33 of Tony Green that has crashed along with Jason Haywood in the 81 car. Whoa! Green got doggone close. Ashlyn Boyd's crashed. And the leader is going to be Kyle Matthews. Keith Batson actually was across the line 2nd. And he's going to have to get that spot back to Matthews, obviously, because he's obviously pulled ahead of him and the pace car. Let's take a look at what happened. Cole Deaver just pulled out ahead of this bunch boy, too. And here, as you see right there, Tony Green gets hit by Vince Almarigo in the 10. And then Zach Winkle gets right into him. And here comes Bouchard, Boyd. Crash into this bunch. Jason Haywood's in the crash. there's Daniel Bouchard, the 30 and the 81, both as crashed. I think Ryan George might have come away clean. I'm actually not sure in that 15 car. And I think Carter Friesen's got a slight hood buckle on his number 71 Chevrolet. Yes, he does. Carter Friesen's got a slight hood buckle on his Real Tree Chevy. So, caution number 2 is flown here at Homestead Miami Speedway in the 40 Go Boost 400. As we're going to get the green flag here, it'll fly again on lap number 30. Set the deal for you. Kyle Matthews. He came in this race second place in the points chase. He's the leader of the race. Second position is Keith Batson. Third is Preston Plord. Fourth is Charles Sanford. Fifth right now is Joshua Collard. Johnny Gardner 6th. 7th is Levi McIntyre. 8th is Phil Parker. 9th, Jessica Shelton. And 10th position is Dylan Young. Seth Cole is running in a race in 11th position. And check and see where Cole Deaver is running right now. There's the Deaver is running in 29th position. So best thing Deaver's going to have to hope for right now, the position he's in right now, because it'll be down to 12 to go when this race restarts. And Deaver better be turning on the rocket booster on the number 3 car to try to get himself back in the front, because Kyle Matthews, because right now it's pretty much down between Matthews and Seth Cole right now, and Matthews would be the champ of the things in way as they are right now. But 12 laps remain in this race, though, so anything can happen as the green flag is flown once again here at Homestead. Kyle Matthews, the Coors Light Silver Bullet, out in front. Second is Keith Batson. And so at this point last season in the series, Batson appeared to have the championship locked up. He lost it right there. Was when he off the fourth turn, when he and Dylan Young, and lost the championship to Joshua Osborne last season. And here comes number 18. That's Preston Plord for the lead. On board Kyle Matthews' car in the turn number 1 at 201 miles an hour. Turn number 3, excuse me. Fast lap of the race set by Joshua Cars over at 189.7 miles per hour. They're averaging 121.4 miles an hour, 10 laps left in the season. On board Seth Cole's car now. Seth runs in 11th. Underneath him goes Zachary Fitzwater in the 9 car. Fitzwater 2-time winner this season so far. And trying to get up underneath Jonathan Zorlin in the 7. Off turn number 2. That time by Cole was locked in 13th position. Seth Cole was, that is. What about Cole Deaver? Where's he at? Seth trying to make it, and here comes Cole Deaver trying to make his way through the field now. He gets by Paul Minnick, or tries to get by Paul Minnick. That's 23rd position, battling for 22nd right now. Time is running out, though. We're down to 8 laps to go. Can Cole Deaver still pass all those cars? He needs to take the championship. But the bad news for him right now is Kyle Matthews leads the race right now at the moment. Seven to go. 3 wide racing. Quentin Moore, Zachary Fitzwater, and Jessica Shelton. And that mix of cars there. Seth Cole now in this midway center going up in the top 5 now. In the top 10, or top 10, excuse me. Seth Cole up to 9th. We have now 6 laps to go. Matthews still out in front. Meantime, Johnny Gardner and Preston Board trying to work their way through there. And here comes Gardner to the inside of Floyd. He's going to take 2nd. And he's not. Oh, Dylan Young is spun. Well, actually, Dylan saved it. Excuse me. And there is Dylan. He hit the wall, the inside wall, but he saved it. He's in 13th now. Got turned off the 4th turn by Jessica Shelton. And whoa! And William Brock almost got turned as well by Trent Dunham. 4 to go. Deaver now at the 20th at the moment, looking for 19th on Mike Becker. But sad to say for Cole Deaver, that championship, I think that crash may have all but eliminated him for the championship. I think right there. Three laps to go. Matthews trying to stay where he's at right now. He knows Seth Cole is just a little ways back of him. Matthews runs in 4th position. Collard's gotten around him. And right there, hungry pack of cars there. Keith Batson and Levi McIntyre in this mix here. McIntyre trying to go inside of Batson. 2 laps to go. Colward inside of Flord for 2nd. And Matthews gets up and moves at the track as McIntyre and Sanford goes by. It'll be the white flag next time by for Johnny Gardner, number 16, the Family Channel Prime Star Ford. He came in this race 7th place in the points coming in this race, and looks like he's making a good chunk of points himself. As the field comes out, turn number 4, the white flag waves. 1 to go here in the season. Collar trying to take his last shot. Charles Samper up the 3rd spot now in number 24. Ford in 1st, Pontiac 2nd, Chevy in 3rd. Off turn number 4 they come. The Family Channel Prime Star Ford rounds the 4th turn, and he will do it today. The Ford EcoBoost 400, appropriately enough, belongs to a Ford. Johnny Gardner wins at Homestead Miami Speedway, and Kyle Matthews will be the Season 20 Castrol GTX Cup Series champion. And there they are with a cool-down lap of honor. Well, I don't know why Seth Cole's out there, but Kyle Matthews, there's the end, the number 42 card. He comes home in 6th position in today's event. Seth Cole, though, gave it all he got, though. Finished 8th in the race. Just came up just short of the championship. And I think Seth's going to finish 2nd, I think, now with Cole Deaver. Let's see, where did Cole come in? Cole came in this race 19th in the event, but I mean, don't say it wasn't for lack of trying out of the Goodrich team to try to get Cole back up in the point, trying to get Cole Deaver back up in the race, though. But now I'm sure Cole Deaver is going to have some words with Dylan Poteet over that one too, costing him the championship like that. But as I said, heartbreaker as well. So make that now 6 of the. So make that I think now 5 of the last 6 seasons that a points leader is coming into this event has lost the championship right on the last race of the season. 5 of the last 6 seasons. That is just incredible to think of. Sound like freaking Kyle Petty here. But anyway. So that is it for all 34 races in the books in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. We'll have the points. We'll have the points as the season ends. As this rate as the at the end of this video, we'll talk about the points at the end of this video, I should say. So stay tuned. So stay tuned for that. But the big win for Johnny Gardner as he gets his first victory of the season and right on the last race of the season, and probably enough it's a Ford that wins the Ford EcoBoost 400. But the Pontiac and the Chevrolet didn't make it easy on him, though. Joshua Carr comes on second, Charles Sanford third. Preston Plord gets a good chunk of points himself, ends up finishing in fourth. Keith Batts will finish fifth. Kyle Matthews, the newly crowned champ, will end up finishing sixth in today's event. Seventh will go to Levi McIntyre. Seth Cole will come home eighth. Phil Parker ninth. And Jessica Shelton ends up finishing in 10th place. So Jess gets another top 5 points finish herself this season. 11th place will go to Zachary Fitzwater. 12th to Jonathan Sorlin. 13th, Dylan Young. 14th, Becca Tellier. Trent Dunham comes home 15th. 16th will go to William Brock. Quentin Moore 17th. Jesse Turner 18th. Cole Deaver damaged up the car and all. And like I said, heartbreaker definitely for Cole Deaver because I know he wants to definitely win one Cup championship in the Dale Earnhardt colors. And like I said, I thought for sure the way the position he was in, starting position was, I honestly thought he might have had a shot at it, definitely for sure. But as I said, Homestead can play the kiss of death for the championship, and definitely it did him, unfortunately. Solid 19th in today's event, considering the circumstances he went through. He is going to get a top 5 points finish. No misunderstanding, but still, the championship. You're this close to the championship, and definitely it's a heartbreaker without question. So Deaver, is going to try it back again for season 21, obviously, in a series with the same colors as next season. So Mike Becker comes home 20th in this event. Dylan Poteet 21st. 22nd, Ryan Brommer. Kat Batson 23rd. 24th, Nicholas Wade 25th. Rob Evans 26th will go to Austin Colano. Vince Almarigo 27th. Jay Jefferson comes home 28th. Paul Minnick 29th. 30th will go to Ben Crouch and Sean R. Diego Yepes. Peter Onjak. Joshua Osborne with a horrible day, finishing 34th. So not a good way for the season 19 champ to end his season. Carter Friesen 25th, 26th will go to Ryan George. Daniel Bouchard 27th, 28th or 38th will go to Tony Green. Jason Haywood, Zach Winkle, and Ashlyn Boyd was the only car out of the race because of the crash that happened about in the middle of the race. Anyways, so congratulations. So Johnny Gardner pulls off the win here today at Homestead Miami Speedway. We'll be right back for the points banquet when we return.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?
Welcome back here as we are showing you the points now. This is the Rookie of the Year points, by the way, here after the race at Homestead Miami Speedway. And your Season 20 Rookie of the Year is Nicholas Wade. He is the Rookie of the Year for Season 20. As we're showing the rookie points here, he wins Rookie of the Year by 25 points over Rob Evans. Austin Colano was third place in the rookie points. Carter Friesen was fourth. And Ryan Brommer was fifth place in rookie standings. Ben Crouch was sixth. Vince Almarigo seventh. Peter Onjak eighth. Daniel Bouchard 9th, Diego Yepes was 10th, and Sean Ard, unfortunately for him, was last place in rookie points. So rookie points was separated by 115 points for Rookie of the Year standings here. So Nicholas Wade in the Quaker State 26, number 26 Quaker State Ford team wins Rookie of the Year for season 20, the Castrol GTX Cup Series, and it has 2 wins when he won at the Daytona when he won the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, and the Charlotte's race pretty much helped as well. Now on to the final points. Kyle Matthews, as we discussed, is season 20 champion of the Castrol GTX Cup Series as he wins by 28 points over Seth Cole, who beats out Cole Deaver for second by 1 point, by the way. Deaver, heartbreakingly enough, drops to third place in the standings after the season's end as in his points. So the top three separated by 29 points. Matthews had 3 wins, 10 top 5s, and 17 top 10s and 3 poles on the season as well. Seth Cole, he had the lone win at Martinsville. Then he had 11 top 5s and 17 top 10s as well. Cole Deaver, 3 wins, 10 top 5s, and 16 top 10s on the season, and 4 pole positions. Fourth place was Preston Board. He led everybody with 5 wins on the season. He had 11 top 5s and 16 top 10s. His 5 wins, by the way, as we said, came at Auto Club, Richmond, Pocono, Darlington, and North Wilkesboro. Deaver's wins came at North Wilkesboro, Bristol, and at New Hampshire, I should say. Seth Cole's low win came at the first race at Martinsville, and Kyle Matthews' wins came at Rockingham, Sonoma, and at Phoenix. And Preston Bourbai ended up finishing 465 points out of the first place, and Jessica Shelton dropped to 5th place in standings, finishing 70 out of the lead. So the top 5 points was 70 points on the season. Her stats was 3 wins, I should say, on the season. Her wins came at Watkins Glen, the first race at Michigan, and the first race at Dover. She had 3 wins, 8 top 5s, and 17 top 10s, and 5 pole positions on the season. So another solid top 5 season for Jessica Shelton without question. Finishing 6th in the points was Charles Sanford. He had that low win at Martinsville. In the second race at Martinsville, he had 11 top 5s and 19 top 10s, more top 10s than anybody else in the top. Actually, the top 18, all had double-digit top 10 finishes in the season, without question. So yeah, that's some good stats right here. Obviously, he finishes 140 points out of the lead there. Johnny Gardner with that win helped him solidify 7th place in the standings. He had the win at Homestead. He also had 5 top 5s and 13 top 10s. Dylan Pote finishes 8th in the points with no wins, 7 top 5s and 12 top 10s. William Brock, 9th in the points here with no wins, 9 top 5s and 14 top 10s, and 2 pole positions. And the 10th place finisher in the points was Levi McIntyre with no wins, 6 top 5s and 16 top 10s, and 3 pole positions. And the 10th place finishes 340 points out of the lead. There, Jesse Turner just missed coming in top 10, though. McIntyre actually beat him out by 3 points for the 10th position. Jesse Turner finishes with 0 wins, 3 top 5s, and 12 top 10s. Keith Batson, 12th place in the points. He had 2 wins. The wins came at New Hampshire, or 2 wins, came at Riverside and Bristol, the night race there. 10 top 5s and 12 top 10 finishes on the season and 2 pole positions. Becca Tellier, she had the win at Richmond this season. She finishes 13th points, and she had 11 top 10s on the season and 4 top 5s. Zachary Fitzwater had the 2 wins coming in the second race at Michigan, and also the second race at Rockingham. 2 wins, 7 top 5s, and 11 top 10s. He finishes 14th in the standings. And Dylan Young, 15th in the standings. He finishes 15th in the points. No wins, 4 top 5s, and 15 top 10s. And he'll keep the number 2 card next season as well. Phil Parker had a solid year. Phil Parker, solid year though. I mean, he had 2 wins on the season. That win coming in the Brickyard 400 and the race at Dover, the second race there. 5 top 5s and 10 top 10 finishes for him in 4 pole positions. So Phil, pretty good season for him. Trent Dunham, 17th in the standings. He ends up finishing with 2 wins. The wins coming at Darlington and his home state at Texas, by the way. 6 top 5s and 13 top 10s for Trent, and he'll keep the 1 card next season as well. Joshua Carter, who will keep the 43 next season. 0 wins, he had that heartbreakingly close loss at Talladega when he lost in a dead heat to Tony Green in that race. 7 top 5s and 10 top 10 finishes for the 43 team. After a very slow start to the season, where Carter got as low as 39th in the standings, by the way, and he ends up finishing 18th. Just imagine if he got off to a good start to it, too. He might have been up there in the championship hunt himself. And you can bet he'll be trying again next season. Ryan George comes home 19th in the standings. He had 0 wins, 5 top 5s, and 7 top 10 finishes. And Quentin Moore had double-digit top 10s himself. He had 1 win, 3 top 5s, and 12 top 10 finishes for him. So that was it for him. The long win, of course, came in the Daytona 500. Rest of the points finishers, Joshua Osborne, the defending series champion, disappointing for him, 21st in the points. 1 win that came in the 600 at Charlotte, 3 top 5s, and 10 top 10 finishes. And so 20 drivers had double-digit top 10 finishes this season. 20 drivers, pretty amazing. Kat Batson, 22nd in points. Paul Minnick, 23rd. Jason Haywood, 24th. Nicholas White comes home 25th, and the Saints with 2 wins coming at Charlotte in the Mellow Yellow 500 and the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, as we've discussed before. And he ends up winning Rookie of the Year this season as well. He had the lone pole position. He had 3 top 5s and 7 top 10 finishes. Good ride for the 26 Quaker State team, even though subpar points finished at 25th. Mike Becker, who started off strong this season, though, he had the 2 wins at Atlanta and Pocono, but tailed off in the season as the season went along. Unfortunately, 3 top 5s and 6 top 10 finishes for Becker. Jonathan Zorlin, 27th, 28th, Jay Jefferson, 29th was Carter Friesen, and 30th was Ashland Boyd. Zach Winkle was 31st from the points. He had the lone win at Talladega, 2 top 5s and 3 top 10s. Austin Colano was 32nd. Rob Evans, 23rd, was 33rd in the points. Tony Green, his only top 5 was to win at Talladega when he had one on the dead heat over Joshua Collard. He had 3 top 10s as well. He ended up finishing 34th in the standings. Ryan Brommer, 35th. Peter Onjak, 36th. Ben Crouch, 37th. Vince Almerigo, 38th. Daniel Bouchard, 39th. Diego Yepes, 40th. And Sean Ard was dead last in the points. Unfortunately, he was one of 3 drivers this season that did not score a top 10 along with Diego Yepes and Ben Crouch. So disappointing seasons for those drivers as well. So that will do it for Season 20. Thank you for joining us for Season 20. Season 21 will be coming up shortly and soon, obviously. As we bid on to do at Homestead Miami Speedway. And if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports Gaming channel and get NRS's gaming videos with our president of the NNSCRA, Seth Goldstein, for his channel. And please be sure to check out Seth's Last Minute Light Series, the Pizza X Series, the Hershey's Cup Series, and the Coors Light Truck Series as well. And also on the NNSCRA Sports Gaming channel here, we also have Michael Norman's Budweiser All Pro Series as well from the NNSCRA. And if you want to subscribe to the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, please be sure to subscribe to Thrashmania 99's channel to become part of that series as well. So thank you again so much for joining us for season 20 of the Castrol GTX Cup Series. Season 21 looms around the corner with Daytona Speed Weeks, and we'll be using the Cup 98 mod again next season as well. So congratulations again to Johnny Gardner, the winner of the 40 Eco Boost 400, and congratulations again to Kyle Matthews, the season 20 Castrol GTX Cup Series champion. And for now, this is James Clausen in production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best.